All right, there's a new partial owner of Cougar Island on Payette Lake near McCall. And if you'd ventured around Payette Lake anytime, you kind of know where I'm talking about. It kind of sticks out there. The island is visible in a popular spot of the lake and actually has family on it with property on the island, leasing a spot there right now. Island is owned by the state, that whole island, but Idaho is looking to sell part of that land, or at least all of it, or maybe all of it, to maximize the financial return as opposed to just leasing it out. How do you sell an island? You do that with an auction. Joe Paris joins me now with kind of how that went down today that happened.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. This afternoon in Eagle, there's an auction to do just that, to buy and sell a piece of property owned by the state of Idaho. So people registered to bid on pieces of Cougar Island or the whole island itself. And we'll get back to that in a minute. But first, how did we get here? Well, in June, Idaho officials voted to sell the 14-acre high-end island in Payette Lake. And Governor Brad Little and 4 other members of the Idaho Land Board, they voted 5-0 to confirm a previous decision that, yes, they wanted to sell this island. Now, the island has 5 designated lots, with 1 lot, as we mentioned, hosting a cabin and a current lease. But why did Idaho take the land to auction? Well, the state constitution requires the land board to, quote, maximize financial return over the long term, benefiting mainly public schools. Now, state land managers have said that Cougar Island is underperforming financially, and selling it is in the state's best interest. Now, critics of the auction, like Valley County commissioners, the advocacy group United Payette, and the Idaho Conservation League, they pushed for a deal to prevent the island from being privatized. Another interesting storyline, the current leaseholder of the lot with the cabin was there today to try and win the auction so they could own the land they're living on instead of leasing it from the state of Idaho. Now, land board members had concerns about the timing of selling the property, with real estate sales appearing to soften recently. So, contrary to what critics wanted, they went ahead with the auction today in Eagle. And here's the moment that one of the 5 parcels went final in auction.
Right now, we're going to get ready to close the auction. I'm going to say going once, going twice, sold. Sold lot 2, block 1, 2.52 acres for $2,025,000. And the bidder number is 121. Thank you all for coming, and if you have any questions, please reach out to Emily or myself, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Thanks again, and have a great day.
So you heard him there, a little more than $2 million, and the winner of the auction that you saw there a minute ago holding up his placard, that is the current leaseholder, Mr. Lasky, and we've seen your questions around this story over the last several months, wondering, would it be an outsider coming in to buy the property? Well, no, we can tell you that Mr. Lasky, he is an Idahoan, so that answers your questions at home. Now, the other lots today, they didn't sell, and they are different from the lot that Lasky now owns in the sense that most of the island is not conducive to comfortable human living. So proceeds from the auction, they're going to go to the state of Idaho, again, a little more than $2 million, and that's going to benefit mainly public schools. The lots that did not sell today, though, they're still the state of Idaho's. They still own that, and it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. Idaho is likely still looking to sell those, but we'll see what that looks like in the coming months. Brian, I know there's been a question out there, you know, Cougar Island, it's been there for a very long time. The state of Idaho has owned this for a long time. So why now? Why are they actually selling this? Well, again, the state believed that with the hot Idaho housing market and the real estate market in recent months and years, that now would be a really good time to try and maximize some of that money. If you've seen some of the headlines lately, the real estate market, the market in Idaho, is seeming to have peaked and go down the other way. So they're trying to maximize funds to benefit public schools here in Idaho, as they're supposed to in the Constitution.
Okay, so the rest of the island, not conducive to public or to human living, as you put it. I mean, people could still buy it and just use it as like camping grounds, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of what was outlined in the auctioneer pamphlets and really some of the information given to the public, saying you could buy these pieces of land and they'd essentially be campgrounds. There's only a very few parts of that island that you could have a septic system or you could really have somebody comfortably living there. But there are certainly people that'd be more than happy to, you know, take a canoe over and camp overnight on their own land. So we'll see if someone wants to buy it.
And this is the only a piece of what's being for sale or being auctioned off, or about to, I should say, in that area. There's another island up there, Shellworth Island. Plus, there's lakeshore land that is also being auctioned off. None of that went today?
Nope, just that one parcel on Cougar Island.
All right, thank you very much, Joe.